Welcome back to Movie Recaps. Today I will show you an adventure, comedy, family film from 2013, titled Jack the Giant Slayer. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Once upon a time, a little boy named Jack lived with his father. The boy enjoyed reading the tale of the giants, which his mother used to tell him before she died. The story is as follows. A long time ago, the monks found magic beans that they hoped would grow a pathway to God. Unfortunately, when they came up the stalk they found something else standing between heaven and earth. The place was Gantua, the home of the fierce giants. The giants came down to earth, stealing and pillaging the human race, but also acquiring a taste for human flesh. The same story is quite enjoyed by Isabelle as well, the little princess. Her mother reads it to her and asks if she's not afraid of the giant's leader with two heads. The girl says no, so the mother continues. The monks then return to the dark arts to find a way to rule the giants. They crafted a crown from their melted hearts. King Eric enslaved the giants with the crown and sent them back to Gantua, making it their prison. He severed the stalk and peace returned to his land. Some relics remain from that time that were buried with the king and the story became a legend. As Jack's father tucks him in bed, the boy asks if the giants will return. He tells him that the king's guardians, born of noble blood, will cut them down. The father tells him that the giants aren't real. Isabelle's mother tells the girl that King Eric was real in a way. She's of his blood. When the girl says that she's seen his grave in the catacombs, her mother realizes that she's been roaming around the castle. But she's not upset because she wants her to know about the world if she is to become queen one day and has the power to make the world a better place. Once Jack's father leaves his room, the boy continues to read the story, which says that the giants will return to wage a war with the earth and kill the last of Eric's kin. 10 years later, Jack's uncle sends him off to sell the horse in the city, telling him not to get distracted. Once in town, Jack, now fully grown, tries to sell his horse and cart. He immediately gets distracted by the town theater. They retell the story of King Eric and the giants. Jack sees a beautiful girl in the audience and she notices him staring at her. Before the play ends, 3 men begin to harass the girl, so Jack decides to step in when they follow her out. He gets punched in the face, then pleads with the men to let the girl go. Suddenly, a royal guardian appears behind him. The men apologize to the guardian because they don't want trouble, and when they see Princess Isabelle climb on one of the horses, they drop to their knees, to the bewilderment of Jack. He turns around and then the guardian tells him to kneel as well. Outside of the theater, he realizes that someone had stolen his cart. Meanwhile, Roderick and Wick talk about his future marriage with the princess. They run into a monk and let him pass. Once they get inside the room where the relics are kept, Roderick quickly goes to check if they're in their place. The magic beans have been stolen, but King Eric's crown remains there. He orders Wick to close the gates of the city and find the monk. The monk realizes that they are searching for him when Jack shows up selling his horse. He offers the boy 10 coppers for the horse and Jack would gladly agree if the monk had the money with him. Because of that, the monk offers him the beans as collateral. Jack isn't impressed, so he tells him that they are holy relics, which he could return to the abbey in exchange for the money promised to him. The monk tells him not to lose the beans or get them wet. While Jack is still considering the offer, the monk has already taken the horse and is leaving the city. Before he can escape, Wick sends his men on him. They chase him down and grab him. Later, Isabelle gets back to the castle, apologizing to Elmont, her guardian, for making his job so hard. Simultaneously, Jack's uncle is scolding him for exchanging the horse for the beans. He tells him that he has to grow up because he's 18 years old. The king scolds the princess at the same time about running away from the palace without the guardians because she's the future queen. She asks why he would ask her to marry someone twice her age and who she doesn't love, like Roderick. Isabelle tells her father that she's not a fragile and helpless creature, and he tells her she's like her mother. Jack's uncle is mad and he flings the beans at the table, saying he'll have to sell the remaining possessions of Jack's parents. He begs him no to do that, but the man doesn't let go. Isabelle begs her father to let her be free to roam the kingdom, but he tells her that he doesn't want to lose her like her mother. Even though she makes her case in front of the king, he says his final word that she will marry Roderick and stay in the palace. Isabelle leaves disappointed, but that night she defies her father again. Simultaneously, Wick and Roderick are interrogating the monk. He says that they should have left the beans where they were buried because they were made from dark magic. The beans can't be controlled. Roderick kills him. Later, Jack is worried about his uncle being out in the storm. At the same time, the princess is lost when she sees the lights on Jack's house and follows them. As Jack is getting ready to go out and look for his uncle, the princess knocks on his door. He invites her inside and they chat, as the ground below the house fills with water, getting closer to a magic bean. Jack and Isabelle talk about books and adventures. He tells her that he got into a fight in the princess's honor at the market, both pretending that they don't recognize each other. Jack asks her what she's running away from. She says that she's just looking for an adventure and Jack kneels, making it known that he's aware of who she is. Isabelle tells him to stand, then thanks him for defending her honor. The bean begins to sprout under the house, but 2 of them are still unaware. He gives her his favorite book about the giants and tells her that he hopes she'll find what she's looking for. Suddenly, the house begins to shake and a giant stem rips the floors open as it rises to the sky. Jack is thrown outside and Isabelle is trapped into the farmhouse. It gets picked up by the rising beanstalk and Jack jumps to it so he can help Isabelle. The house keeps getting elevated higher and higher when Jack finally gets back to the house and tries to come inside. Isabelle opens the door, nearly pushing him off. He grabs her hand but still falls down the beanstalk, taking her mother's bracelet with him. Jack manages to arrive safely back down at the foot of the stalk but passes out. The following morning, the king wakes him up and asks him why he has his daughter's bracelet. Jack gets recognized by Elmont from the market and is allowed to explain what happened. Both him and Roderick will help the Guardians find and rescue Isabelle. Later, the men are making their way up the stalk. Roderick is clearly up to something. Jack asks Elmont what he thinks is up there, but the Guardian doesn't believe in giants. He tells the boy that he shouldn't be doing this to impress the princess because even if she didn't marry Roderick, she could never marry a commoner like him. Craw, the other Guardian, helps Jack get to the other side of the stalk, but the boy unfortunately falls. They save him and keep climbing the massive beanstalk, losing people on the way at the behest of Roderick and unbeknownst to Elma. Only 6 of them remain. The next day, they awake to realize that they have reached the top of the beanstalk. Since the princess isn't in Jack's house, they enter the world of the giants searching for her. As the Guardians begin the pursuit, Roderick stops Jack and threatens him for the rest of the magic beans. He gives them the purse and is threatened not to say a word. Jack keeps one of the beans and puts it in his locket. Elmont and Craw find a clue that Isabelle has left to find her way back. Craw and the others follow Isabelle's marks when suddenly Jack finds the book that he gave her, saying to the rest that she must have hidden there. They see some broken branches and Jack supposes that something big pulled her out of her hiding place and that she must be in trouble. Elmont orders the men to split up into 2 groups. He, Craw, and Jack find some sheep and try to catch one when they set off a trap. Elmont begins to cut them out when he notices something approaching. Once they are out, they hide from that which approaches, a giant. It eats a sheep whole and catches Craw's scent and finds him. The man runs, but the giant gets to him in a few leaps. As it's getting prepared to eat Craw, Elmont runs up to him and stabs him, just to get knocked out. The giant grabs them both and takes them away. Jack follows it. Meanwhile, the other group gets to a waterfall, so the Guardian tells Roderick to sit and rest while he finds another way around. They trick him and push him off the cliff. Suddenly, a giant grabs Wick and eats him. Another giant appears, but Roderick gets to the crown in time and manages to save himself.
If you want the continuation part, please comment below and please subscribe to my channel.